WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The Gulf Coast of Florida could soon be in the eye of a hurricane. The National Hurricane Center watching Idalia, currently at 65-mile-per-hour winds, carrying a boatload of rain as well.
This does have the potential of being a very dangerous storm. That is what we're anticipating, so that's what you need to prepare yourself for the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Fox Weather's Britta Merwin. Hundreds gathering Sunday for a vigil just a block from the scene of a racially motivated mass shooting in Jacksonville.
We are going to stand up and we are going to do what we need to do to make sure that evil does not triumph in the state of Florida.
Governor Ron DeSantis, a 21-year-old white gunman opening fire, killing 3 black people Saturday in a Dollar General store. Gallon of regular remains same overnight, $3.81 a gallon, but that's 5 cents lower than a week ago. Diesel checks in at $4.37. The numbers from AAA. America is listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And good Monday morning to all of y'all. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And welcome to Live and Local Real Talk here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME. And what a beginning of a work week. We got water out there.
Oh, it rained hard.
Yeah, we've had a lot of rain yesterday, a lot of lightning and thunder, and my little puppy, he just crawled up in my lap and wanted to wrap up in a blanket.
Mm-hmm. Lightning bolt hit so hard, my neighbor texted me, "Are you okay?" Because I know it hit somewhere near, and I said, "It scared me."
Yeah, well, we had the back door open. The
Yes.
storm door closed, but of course the back door was open, and you heard the energy because when one of them hit.
Well, usually, lightning really doesn't bother me, but that one bolt, I swear it had to hit between our yards. It was loud.
Sometimes that happens, and luckily we kept our power and stuff, so I didn't hear of any power outages. I didn't check this morning, but I didn't hear of a whole lot. I didn't hear a lot of sirens going or anything like that. Maybe the thunder covered them up, but I didn't hear anything.
That's what I said. If you hear sirens, worry now.
Yeah, we know what's going on.
Yes.
Anyway, Kelly took a road trip over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Went to see Mama.
Yes.
Everything's good.
Everything's fair. Yes.
Yeah. How was traffic?
Going there was better than coming back.
Traffic coming back. You had a lot of rain and puddling and stuff.
No, there was no rain. Apparently,
when did you come back?
Yesterday morning. I left there about 8:30. Right. But there had been rain. Apparently, it was ahead of us. We kept missing it, which I'm glad about. But there were several wrecks, and one of them had the whole 2 right lanes shut down. And there was enough signs we knew ahead of time. They were alerting everybody.
Yeah. It's always a good thing.
And then another one, a tractor trailer jackknifed.
Oh.
So that was that.
Mm-hmm.
That was another. That's after you got out of Raleigh. Both were right after you got out of Raleigh. One was right at exit 300. The other one was just in no man's land down there. Yeah. Other than that, wasn't bad. It was steady, but a lot of people, I think, were getting a jump on the Labor Day weekend because a lot of traffic headed towards Wilmington.
Boy, that's an early start.
That's what I thought too.
Let's see, Labor Day is
coming
next
up
Monday.
Next Monday. Yeah. So I don't know what it was, and today's the first day of school.
Yes, slow your butts down.
Everybody, please be careful. Kids are out and about. They're excited,
and they don't look in either direction. Not just both ways. They don't look either way. And they'll run out from behind cars, in front of cars, behind buses. Oh my God! I remember driving school buses on 2 first days of school, and that was awful. Mm-hmm. Trying to control the young ones because even in the high school, junior high and high school, but they would run. They would run behind the bus. They would stand and run across the road when they see the bus coming, regardless of cars coming from the opposite direction. Because they knew the bus was going to stop.
Yeah.
But they never looked the other way.
Nope.
And I don't trust other people. It's a time. It can be a heck of a time out there. Yep. Leave early. A lot of kids are having to go to school early because of the buses. You've got not enough drivers. We got a lot of buses that are not running.
Right.
And not enough drivers to keep all the routes filled. So some bus drivers are having to run multiple routes a day.
And they
Right.
started really early
And
in
they-
high school first.
Yep, and they, some of those buses will be out there. Well, you had one before what 6:15 this morning or so.
6:15, yes.
Country
On
Club Road,
Country Club.
picking up people.
Got stopped 3 times. I've
Yes.
gotten to where I know his route as well as he does.
Mm.
Yeah, but it went real smooth.
Well, that's good, but you know what? The school system does need bus drivers.
Yes,
So
they
if you,
do.
if you're a decent driver, and particularly for so many of you out there still looking for a job, because of for whatever reason, go apply. If you've got a good record and you want to make a few bucks, I mean, they're paying a lot more than
Yes.
50 cents a route that I used to get paid.
Oh,
I made 3 routes a day.
last I heard, it was $15 an hour
Yeah.
and a $2,500 incentive bonus to sign up.
I mean, $15 an hour, 440 hours a week. I don't know how many hours they work. Probably not 40, but whatever.
Probably
They would,
5, 6 a day, maybe
probably more than that.
6
for my
times
goodness
5, at least
gracious.
30, at
Yeah.
least 30 a
You
week.
can do that and still do another job if you want to.
And then there's also the activity bus too that
Yeah.
runs.
They-
During the week.
They do various things with the activity buses, and they always go first to the bus drivers.
Yes.
Who's available, who can do that. So if you want to do it, go to the website, check out their website, and sign up. Okay. First of all, 2 and 0.
2 and 0. Da,
Two.
da, 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 da. Yes.
Yeah. What happened to that fight song
I
anyway?
know it.
Congratulations to the Jacksonville High Cardinals for their win in a rather spirited Friday night football game with crosstown rival, the White Oak Vikings. The kickoff had Jacksonville fans, including Robbie, my wife, who's Cardinal fan, of course, and
She's alumni.
she
yes.
is, along with the 2 of us.
Right.
We are. And we were like, what happened? So the Cardinals, I think they got the flip, but they chose to receive.
Correct.
Wow. And when they kicked off, because they got a great kicker on
Yeah.
Jacksonville,
Oh, fantastic.
he put that ball down there about the 99-yard, about the 1-yard line. And one of the guys from White Oak, he grabbed it. He took
And
off a
ran
running,
it.
and he just went right between, dodged, didn't have to dodge a whole lot. Nobody expected that to happen.
We were always sitting there with our mouths hanging
Like,
open, eyes
"Oh,
like saucers.
what
like,
happened?"
What happened? What?
And this guy runs the entire 9 yards.
Beautiful run.
It was a great run.
Yes, it was.
He was up and running, and he was gone like the wind. So I put him on the board with 6 points, and then they tried to. We found out why in a little while. They didn't have a kicker.
No.
They just don't have a kicker. So they tried a 2-point conversion. That means you're going to run it over instead of kicking it. And if you make it, you get 2 points instead of 1 if you kick it.
Right.
So then that one, there was a penalty on the play.
Quite a
And
few
it-
penalties.
Yeah, and that penalty was against the Cardinals, which most of them throughout
Most
the night
of them
were,
Yes.
as they were last week.
One right after the other.
And so they had to do it again. They didn't make it the first time because of I guess they're probably attributed that to the reason to the penalty call. Didn't know what it was. Then suddenly they ran it, did it again, and they got 2 more points. So they
Yes.
were 8-0, and they kind of led the first quarter for a bit. And Jacksonville finally got it together, and between that time and the end of the first half, they put 3 touchdowns on the scoreboard, got the extra point time, and then they put a safety on.
Yes.
Nice.
2 more points.
I like
I
it.
know.
So
I was
then
like,
it was 23-8, and
Like
it stayed
it.
that way for the duration. So
Right.
what they had going into the first half, coming out to the second half, that was the final score.
yes.
I like it.
Lots of action to both sides. Defenders on both sides did very well.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I will say that. It was a
Especially
great ball game.
especially in the second half. Both teams kept everybody at bay. So
Yes, both teams
worked
did.
out
I mean,
well.
it was a good game.
Yeah.
It kept us on our toes
It
because we
certainly
were
did.
expecting any moment for things to change, but Jacksonville kept the fight going.
Yep. Okay. So the second half, hard fought. They both teams almost scored several times.
Yes.
No points added. 2-0 for the season for the Cardinals, 1-1 for the season so far for the Vikings.
Yes.
And this week is an off week for the Cardinals.
That's
They'll
right.
host West Carteret on the 8th of September. So
I thought they went to Richlands next.
I thought they said West Carteret, but you can double check that.
I will
and
double
fact
check. Fact check me. I was looking at their schedule now. That I was like, I'll look.
At both of the Jacksonville games, go through metal detectors. You weren't there for the first one.
First time ever.
But we had to go through metal detectors to gain entry into the stadiums of both Jacksonville and Southwest. I'm assuming that wasn't the case at Choctaw High School in Oklahoma. A 16-year-old boy was killed. Several other people were either wounded or injured when an unknown male opened fire during the third period of the football game there. Law enforcement is seeking citizen assistance in identifying and locating the shooter. During the investigation, police found two guns, not one, but two guns at the scene. The youngster that was killed, the 16-year-old who died, he didn't attend either one of the schools playing football on that field that night. So it makes you wonder what in the world was going on.
Correct.
An armed off-duty police officer is said to have fired his weapon during the incident. The investigation is looking into whether any of his rounds actually struck any of the victims. The shooter got away. So let's get back to the story, number one story that is on everybody's mind. Midweek and later forecasts coming up. It's going to depend on the development of Tropical Storm Idalia. Currently in the Gulf of Mexico, the system is likely to become a hurricane. There's a doggy in here.
Wow, you said hurricane, and he was voicing his opinion.
Become a hurricane later today or tonight. As of 5 a.m., Idalia had winds of 65 miles per hour, 74 mile per hour winds, sustained winds, are what determines whether it's a hurricane or not. And it was moving northward. Now it's 7 virtually stalled in the Gulf of Mexico until overnight. Once Idalia makes landfall, likely somewhere along the northwest coast of Florida, it will rapidly lose much of its strength, becoming a tropical storm once again, move over land into Georgia and then South Carolina, emerging into the Atlantic, somewhere along the Georgia-South Carolina border. After that, the predicted northeastward travel will bring Idalia over coastal North Carolina sometime Thursday. Then it will head out to sea. It's going to be wise. I got to give y'all some warnings now. It will be wise for all of us to dust off our hurricane prep plans and do it today. That will include securing your yard furniture, anything else that strong winds can affect, like garbage cans. Tie them to a tree or some other solid structure. Put them in your garage. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do it today. Keep the stink out until, Wednesday at least. Check your flashlights and spare batteries. Keep your cell phones charged. If you have the little storage devices that you can charge up and then plug into your cell phones, charge all of them up now, okay? Because those cell phone batteries don't last very long, especially when you get on there and run your mouth all day long. Keep your calls short. Check on your loved ones. I understand you need to do that. You should do that. Don't spend an hour or two at a time on the phone. Cell towers can only handle so many calls at one time, and there may be some folks who would like to make emergency calls. Think about it. Today would be a good day to make sure you have enough of your medications to get through a week or maybe even two if the worst case scenario happens. Make sure you have foods that need little, if any, preparations. And by Wednesday, you might want to fill all empty space you have in your freezers with bottles of water. Why? They freeze. They'll be sitting on top of everything. Cold descends. It goes down. It will keep whatever good stuff you have in your freezer frozen a lot longer if you do that. If you have a portable generator, it's a good idea to start it and let it run for a bit. I would do that today.
I need to do that.
Make sure you have a few gallons of ethanol-free gasoline on hand. Do not run any generators inside your home or inside your garage. That can be explosive and dangerous and deadly. Use batteries for lights until the rain subsides. When we get the whatever is going to happen this week. If you lose power, just use batteries for your flashlights. You can get those little LED lights that will stay lit for a long, long time. After the rain goes away, that's when you can turn your generator on, put it outside, start it up. You can use it to, first thing I would do is just rotate it from appliance to appliance, like from freezer to refrigerator to freezer to refrigerator, back and forth. Let it run for an hour or two on each one of them at a time, and let them get themselves back up to the temperature that they should be, or down to the temperatures that they should be. You may have to alternate which appliances are powered up and just use your battery lights for that kind of stuff until the power comes back on. Okay? That help y'all? I hope so. If you're new to this area, check with others who have been here for a while. Some of the old timers have been through a lot of hurricanes, and listen to the radio, listen to the alerts, pay attention to the weather radio, pay attention to the National Hurricane Center, and then the National Weather Service for your local conditions. Don't pay a whole lot of attention to the hype that will be building, especially on TV. That's where it happens first. And some of those meteorologists, you've got to understand, have never seen a hurricane. They came from somewhere else in the world, and this will be their first time on the coast. So you can pay attention to your neighbors who have been through them before. But if you're here, it's time to leave the county. Have a plan of exit. Have a plan of what papers you're going to take with you, and your medication and your pet food. Check now for motels and hotels inland, far away from the coast, that are, if you have pets, that are pet friendly. There will be a list of them available to you. There's generally one shelter that will open up if you want to remain in the county that will have pet friendly shelter. So there will be one of those. Don't just stay at home because you've got a dog or a cat. Okay, you need to take them with you. But if they tell you to evacuate, especially for those of you living along the coast itself, along any rivers, creeks, streams, or whatever, because as we know from a former associate here, there was a little creek, and she lived not very far from here, about 2-3 miles from here, and that creek was littered with debris and whatever from people who did not clean out that creek, and it flooded to her second floor.
Above her second floor. Yes.
It came into her second floor, and people had to be evacuated by boat from the second floor, not by ladder, by boat. So it can happen, even far, far inland, like we are from the Atlantic Ocean here, 15, 18 miles. So just keep that in mind. And if you live near any kind of a creek or stream or river, it can happen to you as well. Okay? Just be prepared. When they tell you to leave, get the heck out of town.
Start planning now. I mean, we don't anticipate that Idalia.
But we did not predict a lot of storms that became hurricanes.
And an update on the Jacksonville Cardinals. You were right. Friday, September 8th, West Carteret. It's a home game here.
Yep. Okay. And also, make sure you top off your gasoline in your car, and cars if you've got more than one.
Right.
And just in case you do need to leave,
cash out of the ATM.
Get enough cash so it'll do you some good. If you have to stop in places, because if they're without power, they're not going to be able to ring your credit cards up.
That's
Even
right.
if they're open, they won't be able to ring your credit cards up. That's just the way things work. Okay, we'll take a break and do a little bit of immediate forecast. When we come back, you're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Everyone loves shopping online. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs. Stop searching for coupon codes. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Plus, it's free. and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. That's like hitting a hole in one without even trying. Capital One Shop. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary. Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Each machine features a strong deck with a variety of sizes available, designed to deliver a premium cut. An assortment of attachments and accessories, sold separately, allow you to use your mower for more than just cutting grass. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Endurance Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
Hi guys, it's Lisa, the Queen of Diamonds from Bryn Mawr Jewelers in Jacksonville. Are you looking for a ring for the perfect girl? We have hundreds of rings in our beautiful showroom. Want a ring as unique as your girl? Then we'll custom design a ring especially for you. Not sure if you want lab-grown diamonds or an earth mine diamond? No problem. We'll take the time to explain the difference. We guarantee to find a diamond as exceptional as your girl. We hand select every diamond that comes into our store, and it has to be a sparkling fireball to make it in our showcase. Our long-standing relationships in the industry guarantees you to get the most competitive price on the highest quality diamond. We offer custom financing so that it's easy to buy the ring of her dreams. We have rings for every budget and a vast selection of loose diamonds. So I invite you to come visit us today at Bryn Mawr Jewelers in Jacksonville. The Lutz family has been a part of thousands of I Do's for over 72 years. Nobody does I Do like we do. Come see why we're Jacksonville's oldest family jeweler.
Bryn Mawr Jewelers, next to Sam's Club, Jacksonville.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Yeah, fine folks there at Tide Marine right here in downtown Jacksonville. They're getting ready to open their doors again tomorrow. They're closed on Monday. Sundays and Mondays they're closed. And they're just making sure their store shelves are stocked. And hopefully they'll get some of the supplies in that they I've been waiting for a while. So not all suppliers keep the store shelves full like they used to. It's not nearly as good as it once was. Ever since the pandemic, things have been a little bit topsy-turvy, but Tideline Marine has persevered. They got a lot of stuff in stock. They've got some alternate suppliers they're using, and they're there for you. They do have some boats for sale, too. Got 3 different lines of boats right now. The Aloha, that's such a beautiful boat and such a luxurious, plush tri-tune or pontoon type of boat. They got those in stock, a couple of those, and they've got some nearshore and offshore aqua sports in stock, center console boats that can get you out there where the big fish lie. And they've got some lund boats where those big old redfish and the big speckled trout will be coming up and grabbing your bait if you got the right boat to get into the shallows where those fish are. Got them in stock waiting for you to come by and check them out. Check out Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Open tomorrow. In about 24 hours, they'll be opening their doors again. Offshore today, southeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 9 seconds. Sounds and rivers up throughout the day. As a precaution with the approach of tropical storm issues, the National Weather Service has issued a small craft advisory from late tonight through Wednesday afternoon. At least expect that to be extended. Winds tomorrow, about 5 knots, becoming southeasterly in the 5 to 7, except, see, did you hear that? Winds are only 5 knots, but the seas are going to be 5 to 7 feet.
Yikes.
Yes, they're anticipating something happening. Storms far offshore, including that other storm that's out there, that Hurricane Franklin, will have an impact along coastal North Carolina from coming in. No wind. We're not going to get any wind from that storm as long as it stays on its current course. But we will get wave action because those waves are generated maybe hundreds of miles offshore, and then they make their way to the shallow waters of eastern North Carolina, and they come ashore 5 to 7 feet. Sounds and rivers will be flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon tomorrow. That, of course, is also dependent on the arrival of that tropical storm we've already been talking about. Westerly winds on Wednesday, 5 to 10 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet. May change before Wednesday when it gets here. Sounds and rivers, a light chop.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 87 with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 74. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 88. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 74. And starting Wednesday, it's going to start rocking and rolling around here.
Yep.
Showers and thunderstorms, high of 82, with up to 2 inches of rain possible. And Wednesday night, showers and thunderstorms with some producing heavy rainfall, low of 70. It says breezy. That makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But the rainfall amounts Wednesday night between 3 and 4 inches. That's a big yikes.
That's a lot of water.
Thursday, it's just going to be rough all the way around, y'all. So I'm just going to go with rough. I laugh at the word breezy they're using now. It's going to be a little more breezy.
It depends upon what Idalia, tropical storm Idalia, soon to be Hurricane Idalia, what it does once it gets back out into the Atlantic Ocean. That's going to be the issue.
That's what
where
scares
it goes,
me.
how far offshore it goes. If it stays over land, it will be less worse. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
If it gets offshore and starts rebuilding, then that's when we could have a bit of an issue. Lee, you brought in a book here this morning. You think I'm going to read this before 8 o'clock? I don't think so.
No, it's a lot of reading. I started reading it this past week, and I got really kind of emotional reading sections of it and had to put it down for a little while and walk away. But it's a fabulous book.
It's a book with the title Faith Through the Storm. And he's got a couple of quotes there that I do like. I really do like it. We'll talk about that when he comes in this morning.
Major James Capers.
Major James Capers Jr. Has told to, I forgot who the gentleman.
Brigadier General James L. Williams, retired.
He wrote the book, but it's a good book for those of you on Facebook and YouTube who can see it. It's a nice book. It's a good looking book.
It's a great book.
A Vietnam warrior, career of about. And I'm sure he felt like that at questions.
Yes,
So
I-
we'll
what
be
a-
talking with him about that. He's a hero,
Yes, he is a
So,
hero, and
we have him right here.
Gonna make me weep up again.
Well, that's okay. Now I got some good news.
Yes.
A big-time Carteret County, that's also known as Carteret County, meth dealer is getting a new place to live.
Yeah.
Yep, for the next 16 years.
Nice.
Concrete
Federal
walls.
prison.
Yes.
He's headed there. Lee Kerwin
Yeah.
pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl and possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Craven County deputies and New Bern police searched the man's vehicle back in January of 2022 at a rest area on US 70. They found more than 1 pound of meth, more than 1.4 ounces of heroin, and a gun. Get this now. When they questioned him, they say Kerwin admitted that he was the supplier for at least 20 dealers in Carteret County with crystal meth for distribution. He supplied 20 dealers. He said at least 20 dealers were my clients
16 years is all I got.
in federal prison. That
Well,
means
yeah,
he's
federal
gonna
prison.
do
That's
the time.
that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. So anyway, crime-ridden San Antonio, where cops have been leaving the police force with that liberal city. Leaders have been continuing their charge to defund the police. 2 cops were shot by a wanted man with a long rap sheet last week, and the city's police chief is ticked. One of the officers was watching and following this man that they wanted for other crimes last Thursday when the guy opened fire with a rifle. He and the driver of the car abandoned that vehicle and carjacked another one. At another apartment complex, when confronted by police, the gunman shot the second cop. Turns out he has a lengthy record, no surprise there, and the police chief wants to know why he was not in prison. Because he's been out awaiting a trial for over a year. What?
And dealing and
What?
wheeling and selling.
And carrying an AR and shooting cops. Who knows who else he shot? San Antonio's wide open, and the city council wants to continue their thing of defund the police. They've had over 800 cops to leave there in a year because of the conditions and the attitude of the leaders, the government. The chief wants to know why this guy was not in prison. Well, that's a great question. He ain't likely going to get a satisfactory response, I can tell you that, if he gets one at all. Now is commentary.
Okay.
The Department of Energy is proposing a rule that would require, hold on to your drawers, ladies, would require ceiling fans to be more energy efficient, arguing the move would save U.S. households on energy costs. One of you needs to ask me how much money this is going to save me if I switch over to these energy conserving ceiling fans.
Okay,
How much?
what do we mean by energy conserving? Turning
Well-
off the air conditioner and using the fans
No,
only?
using
No,
the fans,
buying
but
these ceiling
making
fans
me
that
a
are
more
supposed to be-
energy efficient ceiling fan, one
Yeah.
that doesn't use as much electricity.
Buying a new
So tell
ceiling
me,
fan.
ask me how much money that's going to save.
How much money?
Pennies.
ladies?
$39 over the life expectancy of that ceiling fan.
Oh, how stupid.
And those ceiling fans, the new ones, are going to cost much
And-
much more.
I was
Why
just
do
gonna
they care
say,
what you gonna pay? What you pay? Why do they care?
I just want to know how they make them more energy efficient. I mean, they get up there, they spin, they have lights. I mean, I use LEDs on all mine.
Yeah. According
get
to the Energy Department's analysis, the new rules would save households $39 over the lifespan of the new energy efficient fan. However, the cost to manufacturers associated with this increased equipment will cost
More.
$86.6 million per year.
So $100 fan is probably going to cost you what, $200 to buy?
$300, and you will save $39 though before it wears out.
So that you're going to have to like use it at least 3 to 4 years to get your money back from what you spent to
Oh
get
no,
it.
no. A lot more than that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's $39 over the life expectancy of the fan.
Of the
Now, I've
fan.
installed a lot of ceiling fans. I'm sure
I
you
have
have.
too. Yeah.
How many of them have you worn out?
None yet. Knock on wood. I've had mine up probably 15 years.
Yes.
Yes. And
They're still
they're on
kicking?
right now. They run 24/7
Yes.
during the hot summer months.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna go home and one's blowed up or something. No.
This so-called energy department, Biden's energy department. Why in the Sam Hill do we even have one? That's just taking up money. Robbie has a solution, though, just in case the people come around, the feds come around to tell us we got to take that. She wants to camouflage the ceiling fans so they won't see them.
What, they gonna bust in your house?
Who knows what they're going to do?
Now,
have you seen what they've been doing of late?
I want to know how she's going to
FBI.
camouflage them.
Well, she'll figure out a way. She's a smart one.
Yes, she is.
She's also suggested at the same time I go ahead and camouflage all of my guns because, they're going to haul both of my guns. I don't have but two. So I finally picked up a couple. It's my story into it.
I agree.
I'm just not. Have this country's green idiots gone absolutely crazy?
Yes.
How did the Department of Energy even come into existence? Why do they have so much power? This is one of the federal organizations that should have been a sunshine organization. It should be disbanded, and all of the funds needed to be channeled to any agency that can stop the flow of drugs and illegals from this country coming into this country. That's where all of that money goes into the Department of Energy should go. It should go to border security first. I've never had to replace a ceiling fan because it's gone bad. In other words,
What happened until now?
A savings of $39 over the entire life of a ceiling fan amounts to nothing. On top of that, if you think the nation's ceiling fan producers are going to eat the extra cost to build ceiling fans that will save a few pennies a year, you're as nuts as the current Green administration that's being led by the Jolly Green Doofus. And we trust this idiot with the codes to launch nuclear missiles.
Oh my.
If it's like everything else he's done, the missiles would end up hitting every red state in the U.S. by accident, of course. Your turn to comment if you dare. 910-333-0139. We'll take your calls if you got any, if we get any. Live. What?
I'll just wait till we come back. I got something that'll make you mad.
Oh, hey, I'm already mad.
Well,
So it's going to make me madder.
Make you madder.
Or more mad when we come back. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957, with 3 locations serving the Crystal Coast, has everything you need from brushes to Olympic stain and quality Benjamin Moore paint. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so the color will last for years to come. Whether a do-it-yourselfer or paint contractor, when you shop C&S Paint Center with 3 locations, you're not just improving your home or construction site, you're supporting a local business too. C&S Paint Center, Olympic Stain, and Benjamin Moore. Paint for everything. C&S Paint Center, 105 Wayne Drive, Morridge City, 6 Dars Avenue, Jacksonville, and 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point. C&S Paint, phone 910-455-0210. Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
When vacationing on our beautiful Crystal Coast, you come for the slower pace, the gentle waves, the salty air, and the quality time with family and friends. So while you enjoy our little piece of paradise, let the Barrow Low Country Kitchen help with meals. We'd love to cater your next family event with one of our Carolina-style seafood boils, enough to feed your entire crew. Or enjoy your meal outside at our pavilion on the waterfront. Come by land or by boat to the Barrow Low Country Kitchen in downtown Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Down East, heating and air conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Down East is your local Bryant factory authorized dealer. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes to keep you cool.
Down East, heating and conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Need service on your present cooling system? Just call Down East. Looking to replace your cooling system in your home or office? Down East and Bryant is ready to do whatever it takes to keep you cool on these hot summer days. Ask about 0% interest for 60 months. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes.
Down East, heating and air conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. And Kelly's going to bring get that turned off. Kelly's going to bring the bad news now.
You
got
are.
some bad news, right? Some maddening news.
Be mad. Well, we're going to go to San Francisco. Okay.
Not me.
No, but this is where this is taking place.
Mm-hmm.
A San Francisco bakery is refusing to serve police officers because they will not serve anyone carrying a gun. So the San Francisco Police Officers Association is mad, and they're saying basically they don't allow cops in there. The store is called Reams.
That's discrimination.
REEMS.
That's total discrimination. You know
They
that, right?
put a Reams has. Let me read you what they posted on their little page. Reams has a deep commitment to uplifting social and racial justice in our community. This includes fostering an environment of safety for our staff and customers. In a time of increased gun violence, particularly impacting people of color, youth, and queer people, we believe that maintaining a strict policy of prohibiting guns in our restaurant keeps us safer. Many members of our community have been impacted by gun violence, whether that be experienced on the streets of San Francisco, having come from war or occupation, or having increased fears due to a growing climate of political extremism. All too often, Black and brown people and poor people are the victims of this violence. At Reams, we aim to provide a space where people can eat delicious Arab food and work together to strengthen our community without fear of violence or harassment. We invite our community to step up and join us in creating that culture of care and resilience. And they hashtags it, we take care of us. So apparently they're temporarily closed, but we can't wait to reopen our doors very soon.
Why are they closed?
It doesn't say. Probably, I don't know. Let me see if I can find out why. Well, I think this is going to backfire on them.
Oh, it's going to backfire.
Because what's going to happen is they're going to be, because there's so much violence there, they are going to want the cops, and the cops aren't going to come. Which, hey, that's the price you pay. You don't want them there? Don't go. Let me see if I'm pulling it up, the article, to see if it says why. No, but they have ticked off some people. Doesn't say why they're I say they're of all the
best business in the world to get into right now in San Francisco would be a bakery. Put a sign out there: we welcome cops, half price.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know whether they still do it or not, but of course, it was a big joke. If you're in uniform, they encouraged you to come in. The coffee was on them way back when. they've wanted cops around. I mean, what better business? Why would you not want a cop hanging around your retail business? Duh. But the best business to get in would be one and find a building right close to Reams in San Francisco. Open it up. We welcome cops.
Yes.
And everybody else.
Why wouldn't you?
But if Reams wants to discriminate against somebody, why don't they discriminate against drug dealers and other low forms of life?
Well, they are getting crucified in comments.
I hope so.
I mean, absolutely crucified.
Well, that can take care of that business in a hurry.
Oh, I think it's going to shut it down. Well, it gets better in California. I mean, California's just like a free for all anyway. So there was a fight at a mall in California this weekend. Let me pull it up because you're going to love this too. You know how many people is 1,000 teenagers showed up at a mall in Torrance.
Why?
The Torrance police got a call at 4:00 yesterday afternoon. A large crowd of juveniles fighting amongst themselves at the Carson Street shopping mall, and the police estimate there was 1,000 juveniles watching this fight.
Oh, idiots! So it was a semi-disorganized, organized event.
No, it was a bunch of kids fighting at the mall.
Yeah, I know, but did they go there with the intent to have a little fight?
Not
what it
sure.
sounds like.
Doesn't say.
If they just 1,000 of them showed up, come on, that had to be the word was put out somewhere.
Oh, and then another
on
one.
anti-social media
Well, yeah,
for sure.
social media, yeah, and then in Emeryville at a mall, it's at a 200 to 250 gathered at the mall, and a gun. That somebody fired a gun, and kid was stabbed, and they broke out at the courtyard at the mall there. And it took them till the evening to get some little town called Emeryville. But these kids in California, because they just go, they're filming it. I think it's partly what's happened is they're filming it.
Yeah, of course.
And
they set it up so they can do it. Whatever.
Oh, the side drew a gun there too. Yeah.
A Marine Corps aircraft with 23 Marines aboard crashed on the North Australian island Sunday, killing at least 3, critically injuring at least 5 during a multinational training exercise. 3 were confirmed dead on Melville Island, and 5 were flown in serious condition about 50 miles away to the mainland of Darwin for treatment after the V-22 Osprey aircraft crashed around 9:30 in the morning local time. Recovery efforts are ongoing, according to a statement from the Marine Corps, adding that the cause of the crash was under investigation. It will be under investigation a lot. Aircraft had been sent from Darwin to retrieve more survivors from the remote location, but no further details on the fate of the other 15 Marines on board have been released so far. U.S. military official reported to Australian air traffic controllers a significant fire in the vicinity of the crash site. Melville resident Shane Murphy was fishing from a beach when the Osprey crashed and told Australian Broadcasting Corporation he saw a big mushroom of smoke rise from the wreckage. Everybody on board the plane was either injured or killed. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said only Americans were injured in the crash during Exercise Predator's Run, which involves the militaries of the United States, Australia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and East Timor. Our thoughts and deepest condolences are with the 3 U.S. service personnel who lost their lives, those who have been injured, the rest of the crew, and indeed the entire United States Armed Forces, Albanese said in a statement. Australia will continue to provide assistance to our friends for as long as required, he added. 150 Marines are currently based in Darwin, and up to 2,500 rotate through the city every year. They're part of a realignment of forces in the Asia Pacific that's broadly meant to face an increasingly assertive China. The 12-day exercise is scheduled to end September 7th. It involves troops on land, in the sea, and in the air. The exercise has been paused since the crash. We all know, I don't have to tell you anything about Ospreys. Everybody around here knows what they are.
We know them
We
well,
see them
don't we?
We see them daily.
Mm-hmm.
There had been, until Sunday in the past, there had been 5 fatal crashes of Marine Osprey since 2012, causing a total of 16 deaths. The latest was in June of 2022. 5 Marines died in a fiery crash in a remote part of California east of San Diego. A crash investigation report it was caused by a mechanical failure clutch. We'll take a break. You're live and local Real Talk 7.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. If you're looking for a great deal on a brand new Mitsubishi pre-owned car or truck, look no further than Bob Mills Mitsubishi. Because at Bob Mills Mitsubishi, they give it away and all their customers financing. At Bob Mills, there is no high pressure, no smoke and mirrors, or running back and forth to a sales manager. Buying a new Mitsubishi or quality pre-owned car or truck should be a fun experience, and that's what you'll have at Bob Mills Mitsubishi, 2150 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville, because they give it away.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. And speaking of Jeff Allen, he's one of the gentlemen that does the play-by-play coverage and color coverage for the Jacksonville High Cardinals right here on WSME. I had the pleasure of being in the booth with him last Friday night, and as Jacksonville took on the White Oak Vikings. It was fun in there. It's a little crowded room, but at least it had air conditioning. And it got to be absolutely cold there for a little bit. And they turned that AC on, and it was blowing right on my back. And it was like, whoa, I needed a jacket. Robbie was a smart one again, my wife. She brought a sweatshirt because she remembered last year when we were up there.
Yeah, she was a smart
it was like, wow.
I kept resetting that air conditioner. It was Arctic in there.
It was Arctic, Arctic air conditioner for sure. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking with a gentleman in here, Major James Capers. He's a hero, folks.
Yes, he
He's
is.
he's just a flat hero. I've read some information about him in the past. A Marine veteran. I think he spent for 400 years or something in the Corps. I'm sure sometimes he felt just like that, for sure,
Very
no doubt about it.
distinguished gentleman.
Purple Heart recipient, Vietnam veteran, survivor of Vietnam.
Yes. Silver Star recipient.
Silver Star. Should have been a Medal of Honor.
Yes, it should
But
have.
he ended up with the Silver Star, and I'm sure he's not complaining. But we'll be chatting with him in just a very few minutes about his life and about a book that's over here, as told to a Major General, retired.
Brigadier General James Williams,
and
who transcribed all his recordings and notes.
yes, and so it's a nice book, and it's one that I will be on placing an order for very shortly.
You can borrow mine.
No, I want my own.
You want your own?
I want my own.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I like to have my own books. I got a collection of books.
Yes.
Yeah. Like those from another Marine, John Legato. A survivor, but not unscathed survivor from the Tet Offensive in Vietnam. Or so, like some people say, Vietnam. We all know that. We've heard that before. Robert Williams kind of made that famous, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was with the movie. I like that movie too. It was a good movie.
It was.
Okay. Apparently, this Osprey that went down with this clutch, I just read a little bit more about it. They found 16 similar clutch problems with the Ospreys since 2012. The first one to crash was involving Marines from here, I believe, in Arizona or somewhere. Then we had one to crash right out here off the Gum Branch Road in the woods. They stopped flying them for a while because of those crashes and a big investigation. One of the gentlemen, a local gentleman here, on the first crash, and the one in Arizona, Les Gruber, and he was killed, and it was blamed on him for the longest time. And our congressman at the time, Walter Jones, he spent a number of years making the Marine Corps prove it was pilot error and not a problem with the plane, and of which he was finally cleared of that. Came out. So, but took an act of a congressman to get her done. So that's what they can do at times. Let's go ahead and take a break, do a little bit of Fox News. Then when we come back, the one, the only, a legend.
Yes, I can't wait to
Major
hear.
Capers. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These long tractors.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. 3 people shot and killed in Jacksonville, Florida Saturday are remembered at church services and vigils, including one near the Dollar General store where a 21-year-old white supremacist went, police say, to kill black people. Governor Ron DeSantis.
We are not going to let people be targeted based on their... We're going to stand up and we are going to do what we need to do to make sure that evil does not triumph in the state of Florida.
Backed away from the microphone, booed by many in the crowd. A Jacksonville City Councilwoman stepped in and asked people to listen to the governor. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo is in China.
This comes as the United States continues to work with allies to block China's ability to get equipment for its chip industry. Beijing, on the other hand, has restricted shipments from major U.S. companies.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
And we're back here, and a little computer glitch there in the beginning, but we're good to go. Told you a little bit about this gentleman here, Major James Capers, and this book called Faith Through the Storm. And there's one quote here that I really like. This is a great quote that's in the book. The opening is dedicated, Fate whispers to the warrior, you cannot withstand the storm. And the warrior whispers back, I am the storm. Major, good morning.
Good morning.
Appreciate you coming in this morning, sir.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, you're totally. We're pleasured and we're honored to have you on board, sir.
Very honored.
Thank you.
And Royce Bennett, County Commissioner, he's responsible for getting this man here today too.
I'm just the chauffeur today.
The chauffeur.
Well, you work with his nonprofit, don't you?
Well, we have done some things together with the Capers Foundation, the nonprofit. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Okay, I got a microphone up now for Royce.
Oh, okay.
He was down. Good. Anyway, but you're good.
Okay.
We could still hear you, but it was just a little low.
I got you.
I think we've got you up anyway.
I don't think so. I'm not hearing him.
I do now.
Oh.
Do you?
Okay. So I'm the chauffeur.
You're a chauffeur.
And I
have worked with the
Capers.
Capers Foundation on some projects like the Bucket Brigade, Capers Bucket Brigade with the Salvation Army, and Capers Foundation. So, yeah, the Major and I have been, I think, friends for several years now. Been a pleasure.
Did you vote for him, Major?
Yes.
I had to ask that, you know. But anyway, yeah, no, we do appreciate you coming in. This book, you must have started writing notes or taking notes or recording notes for quite some time. This is a heavy duty book.
Yeah. I started it years ago after my son passed.
Uh-huh.
And then it seemed like the next day my wife passed.
Oh, boy.
After 50 years of marriage, she
I'm
died
so
of
sorry.
cancer.
Oh, wow.
And so I had a lot of letters that I had written through the years. And I was approached by some folks in Hollywood. I was living out there then. So I took the letters and tried to remember what I wrote. And that is the basis for the book.
Okay.
The letters that were, 40 years old.
Wow.
But she had kept them all.
So it took you, it chronicles your life in Vietnam and
Right.
other situations as well.
Right.
What made you decide to really want to get this out there and get it published?
Well, survivors of Vietnam were really not treated too well. We were called a lot of things because people, East American public, didn't understand why we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was time to set the record straight as far as I could remember and the things that I saw.
Uh-huh. So you think the record is straight now?
No. We lost 500 and some thousand people. Not 500, we had 58,000 killed. Their stories and their families are still lingering out there. So I thought my part of it.
I look around this community every day. Of course, I'm a permanent resident of this community. I've been for most of my life, with parents living here, even when I was not here for a while. But I look around here now with our Marine victims, with the battle scars that they have, and I reflect back to the Vietnam era. Wasn't there, lived it, but I wasn't there during that event, and I'm thinking to myself, so many of those who were wounded in Vietnam could not get the medical treatment as quickly as they should have, and they died.
Sure.
Today, we have so many people who were as critically injured, but are survivors. They may not have their limbs, may not have all of their limbs, but they in our so-called modern warfare, they're able to be treated a lot faster. than they were during World War II, World War One, of course, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Not enough. I have a nonprofit for my son and for my wife, and we do a lot of work for the community as best we can. And my good young friend over here, the county commissioner, he's been in every meeting we've had and contributed in a lot of ways. We appreciate his support. A good bit of the community is sort of a lot of veterans here.
Mm-hmm.
And they come here because this is what we've done. And this is, I still live in the same house that I lived in when I was retired in the Marine Corps, because this is a community that will help you, will go out of their way to help you. It's, the military, community, civilians, and it's important because these veterans give so much to this country. And for a long time, we had Agent Orange and various sicknesses and not properly diagnosed or treated. So it's good.
The times have changed. I mean, I grew up here and I was in high school here and I graduated in '66, so still a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But and even after that, 1970, I guess it was, I became a police officer here. And it seemed to be us against them, the civilians up against the military for so long.
Right.
That part has changed dramatically.
It certainly is.
And which I am proud to say that the Military Civilian Affairs Committee and all of that sort of good stuff has come a long way. But the attitude of the people around here, not the same attitude it used to be.
Right.
You could go downtown Jacksonville in those days, back in the 70s and 60s too, I'm sure. But in the 70s, and it was all military.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody there, but there were very, very, very few civilians that came out to the bars, to the entertainment areas, to listen to the music. Some, but not many, not compared to the military.
We were a long ways from home, and this was home to us. And when the war started, we shipped out from here and come home to here. We lived here, raised our families.
And so many veterans and so many people, even folks like me who left from here at some point in time, I never forgot this is my home.
Right.
And I kept coming back, and now I am back permanently.
Right.
But I run into so many people like that who said, "Oh my God, I can't wait to get out of Jacksonville." Back in the day, but it didn't take too long to a lot of Marines.
Right.
So they went all over everywhere as Marines and then as civilians, and then suddenly they start showing up again, including you.
Yeah, I had nowhere to go most of my life since I was a teenager. This is what I've done. This was my first duty station. Of course, I went through Paris Island, then got stationed here and fell in love with
Camp Geiger.
Yeah.
Infantry training.
Yeah, sure did. But it's a wholesome city. We went through a lot of changes in the political atmosphere, but it's a good place to raise your children. My son was special needs. He was blind and special needs. And here, was buried here. He's now in Arlington with his mother. And my wife of 50 years, she died
Dottie.
here.
Her name was Dottie.
Right. And so I made the best of it after we had the ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. I had some PTSD issues.
I am sure.
So I moved to California. And, that was our first duty station as a married couple. We were young. So I went back to California and tried to retrace my steps. But, the memories were pleasant, but still, I was still haunted by the loss of too many friends during the two wars that I fought. But I found more friends there in Jacksonville, in Oceanside. And it wasn't the same. This is a special place here in Jacksonville.
It is.
And folks are good. You're not gonna find any better than here. And I've been to most places in the world, so I know the difference. There's nothing wrong with Pendleton or California, but it's a little different in Jacksonville, North Carolina. They have a different ideology than we do.
Right. Things, and we keep hearing about it. We had a story this morning about San Francisco, a bakery there.
Right.
Reams Bakery, I think it was. Is that what it was?
Reams yes.
Bakery. They decided that they were not going to serve police officers
or anybody with
with a gun,
like active duty military, anything that has a gun on them.
Nobody. Cops they carry guns. They have to carry guns.
Yes.
That's what they're about. But they can't go in there and get a no.
I just wanted to read a little bit on Major Capers here.
Mm-hmm.
While serving, he was selected to join the Elite Force Recon Marine Unit, where he excelled, breaking training records, participating in 64 long-range reconnaissance patrols and 5 major campaigns in Vietnam. He's a natural leader and father figure to Team Broad-Minded, a specialized group of Force Recon Marines. Major Capers, and Team Broad-Minded were routinely selected to go on the most dangerous missions in Vietnam. Missions included a POW rescue ordered by President Johnson, amphibious assaults in the DMZ, recovery of a B-57 rumored to have a nuclear bomb, and a search and destroy patrols in Phu Loc. Is that how you say it? Phu Loc? Your commendations offer an inspiring view of your heroism and self-sacrifice. Nominated for the Medal of Honor, you have been awarded the Silver Star, 2 Bronze Stars, Combat 5, 3 Purple Hearts, Vietnam Cross of Gallantry, a Joint Service Commendation Medal, Combat Action Ribbon, 3 Good Conduct Ribbons, Battle Stars, Navy Commendation Medal, Navy Achievement Medal, CG Certificate of Merit, multiple letters of merit appreciation and commendation.
So what else did you do to earn the respect of Americans?
Wow. Well, thank you.
You were a busy guy.
Oh my gosh.
I was
a legend.
Well, thank you. I was a staff sergeant. And then I got what we used to call a battlefield commission.
Right.
All the officers in my unit was killed in the first 3 months. So I was given a commission from sergeant to lieutenant in 5 minutes. Someone had to leave, so they called me in and I never went to the officers training program country until I was wounded the last time in this place called Phu Loc.
Wow. We here, growing up here, I did not see color except Marine Corps green.
Right.
And the ocean blue, because I'm a water rat.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 colors that I recall.
Right.
We just didn't have that color barrier here. I think we were much better off. Most of us here grew up with Marines from all over the world,
right?
Not just United States. There are Marines that came from all places. We didn't grow up with the same accents that I have down south in a lot of places. We were multicultural here to begin with.
Yeah.
I think we led the nation.
Well, that's what's good about Jacksonville. I was born in South Carolina.
Oh, were you?
A little place called Bishopville.
I know where Bishopville is.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, they located me and they come up and got me, and I went home for the first time, and they named the street after me.
Oh, really?
And they had a parade for me.
Oh,
and
cool.
A big banquet. They brought me home. My folks were sharecroppers.
Mm-hmm.
We lived on a farm and did the normal things like that. Of course, my entire family is gone now. And my father, unfortunately, got in a little trouble. They put him on something called a chain gang.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. And of course, I'd gotten sick. And there was a very kind family that lived not too far from us. And they were white. And they took me in. And the story goes, they saved my life. I don't know how long I was with them, but I have a few memories of that life. But the ideology here is that they didn't see the color of my skin. They took in a sick child and raised me, and someone had to bring me back to health. And when that occurred, I ended up in Baltimore. My father had some kind of way to arrange, like they had something called a modern day Underground Railroad.
All right.
There were folks who came and got guys like me and took us and joined us with our families up north. My father had gotten a job, and he never went back to South Carolina, but they named a street after him.
Excellent.
Yeah, in South Carolina, I had a big banquet for my old man. So those were good memories and the goodness of the South. And I'm not saying that wouldn't happen some other place, but I survived because of that.
Sometimes the South gets a black eye, so to speak.
And deservedly sometimes.
Sometimes they absolutely deserve it.
Yeah.
But the good part about growing, I didn't hear that so much in a lot of parts of South Carolina. My mom was from South Carolina.
Yeah.
She was there near Mullins.
Yeah, Mullins.
So that's where she grew up.
Yeah.
And before she moved to Wilmington. But anyway, she was on a farm too. Our whole family was farmers.
Yeah.
Both sides. But there were great times there. And people just didn't act like they do in some other areas, not even back then.
Well, I was surprised when I went back. The cotton fields and the tobacco fields were gone. And the whole town came out to welcome me. They filmed it all. And the mayor was there, and a lot of the children was there. And, a sharecropper son was brought home after,
as a hero.
Yeah.
As a
I had
hero.
a parade, and I had a chance to they put me in a Jeep, and, and folks were waving to me and said, "Oh, this is really something,"
Wow.
So it was a good experience. And I go back, matter of fact, Ralph Norman, who is the congressman there, he has recently sent a letter to Congress to award me the Medal of Honor.
Good.
And it's now gone to the Senate.
Good.
So we're waiting to see whether the president will approve it or not.
I know a couple of senators up there.
Right. Our former Congressman Walter B. Jones worked very diligently
did.
to
Yeah,
help
he was-
you get that. And
Right.
unfortunately, at that time, that's when the Marine Corps decided, no, we'll give him the Silver Star,
Right.
which,
Well,
my opinion, we won't go there, but
Yeah.
I think you have earned
Well,
the
thank
Medal
you.
of Honor
Thank you.
many times over.
I think we know a congressman from the
Yes,
third
we
district
do.
here too fairly well.
Yes, we do. He'd jump on it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So if he and Tillis can jump on it, and Bud will fall into place.
You were discussing, we brought race up earlier. Major Capers is the first African American to command a Marine recon company and the first enlisted African American Marine officer to receive a battlefield commission.
Wow.
He's just pure history all the way around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's just a history
I
book.
like that. I was we're going to take a weather break here and come back. I want to ask you about your time as a recon.
Okay.
Because,
Yes.
with some other situations that I worked with, I had some recons around me.
Well,
Okay.
I have a question I want to ask him too, but it's not about that. But
Some of them were kinda
something in
crazy,
here
though.
he wrote about. I guarantee you shaped something he probably did from here on out. I'm asking.
Let's take a quick break. You're live and local,
Okay.
Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too. With the Cub Cadet X Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Each machine features a strong deck with a variety of sizes available, designed to deliver a premium cut. An assortment of attachments and accessories, sold separately, allow you to use your mower for more than just cutting grass. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. It all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware store, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back in the studio with us, Major Capers, and we're in County Commissioner Royce Bitton as well, but we'll be back with them in just a second. Bring you up to speed. The situation is still pretty much the same thing out there in the Gulf of Mexico. That little storm called Idalia, where did they come up with these names, is still moving. It's on the march now, moving about 7 miles per hour towards the north. It's going to be changing over to the northeast just a little bit. Still landfall anticipated sometime in the next couple of days in the northwestern part of Florida. That's about as close as they can get it right now. And how that's going to impact us is going to come up the country through Georgia, parts of South Carolina, then move into the ocean somewhere around Charleston area. And then it supposedly will come straight up, right parallel with the coast, up through our neck of the woods. And by Thursday afternoon and Friday, the storm will eventually go offshore and go way out to sea, probably somewhere around Cape Lookout. So that's the story there. Meanwhile, Tideline Marine, the doors are closed, but in 24 hours they will open again, and they'll be doing some hurricane preps there with the boats that are in the slips and on the lot, including mine. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later on. If you've got a boat at Tideline, just rest assured everything will be just fine. They'll be taking care of it for you. If you want to come pick it up, you will be welcome to do so, but you can check with George or Elise later on this week, Tuesday or Wednesday. Don't rush to do anything. We don't know what the storm is going to do. Offshore Tideline Marine, they're located at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Southeasterly winds today, offshore 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 4, dominant period 9 seconds. It's a pretty nice day out there today. It's going to get worse. Sounds and rivers only a light chop during the day. As a precaution with the approach of tropical storm issues, the National Weather Service has issued a small craft advisory from late tonight through Wednesday afternoon. Tuesday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds are 5 knots, becoming southeasterly in the afternoon, 5 to 7 footers tomorrow. Those are big waters. 3 to 5 near shore. Sounds and rivers will be flat, twiggy flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon. That, of course, is dependent on the role of that tropical storm we've been talking about. Westerly winds on Wednesday, 5 to 10 knots. That's going to be misleading. That's a forecast. That's not a guarantee. Seas building to 4 to 6. Sounds and rivers, a light chop.
Well, this weather forecast says mostly cloudy, but I actually see some sun out there. So it says it's mostly cloudy, high of 87, but there is some sun. So I'm not sure what that's all about. 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 74. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 88. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 74. And Wednesday, where the fun begins, showers and thunderstorms, high of 82. 1 to 2 inches of rain possible on Wednesday. Wednesday night, showers and thunderstorms with heavy rainfall, up to 4 inches of rain on Wednesday night. And Thursday, I just don't even know what to tell you. Rain, rain, and rain. Yeah.
Just hang out and wait for a while.
Yep. So that's it.
All right. Major Capers in the studio with us, along with Commissioner Royce Bennett.
Show you something right here.
Oh, my.
First African American Marine put on a Marine Corps retirement recruitment poster.
Cool.
Oh, I like that.
I like that. That's a good picture, too.
That is
I
a
was
great
taken, what,
picture.
2 days ago?
I wish. No, that was 1968.
Bad, dear.
Wow.
I got out of the hospital. I was in Bethesda for a year.
Is that when you broke your leg?
Well, I had 19 wounds, gunshot wounds, and claymore mines. It was kind of a bad day for us.
Yeah. That happened in 1 day?
In a 4-day period.
4 days.
Yeah. We would drop behind the lines and what we do.
Yeah, as a recon.
Right.
Yeah, that's a dangerous position.
But
I have to respect anybody who's been there, done that, those who are still there doing it.
Yeah, they have a room for me at the new Raiders. They've got the Capers room out there. And the SEALs have got a place for me.
Oh, really?
In Tampa Bay. I have the Commando Medal of Honor. The SEALs gave out. I was not in the Navy, but I worked a lot with those special guys at Commandos.
Well, let me just go back to the Navy. There is no Department of the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps comes under the Department of Navy, right?
True.
They have to provide rides for you.
Right. Yeah. So we're proud of that. Spent a lot of time on submarines.
Oh,
wow.
Nuclear boats. And I made 3 combat dives off an aircraft carrier in Vietnam. And
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm in my 59th year of diving.
Oh, well, I was a combat diver. I went to the school in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, Key West.
Key West
Florida,
is where
right?
it was. I got to exit one of the submarines there in the early 70s.
Yeah, I did a lot of work off nuclear boats, USS Nautilus, and nuclear, but they were a lot of fun, a lot of, well, they weren't really fun at first because you're in tight, cramped quarters.
On the old subs, before the things like the North Carolina came into being,
right,
you could get barely 2 people in one of those tanks to get out.
Right.
Exit tanks.
Right.
Now they can do 10. I was aboard the North Carolina before before she was commissioned.
Right.
I did the 7th dive aboard that boat.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Just real quick, this book, Kelly's getting ready to ask a question out of it, but this book is available on Amazon, and it's called Faith Through Journey. Oh, no, Faith Through the Storm. Well, I want to change the name of it. Memories of Major James Capers. It's available on Amazon. I have put the link on our website, on our Facebook and YouTube, and we'll also do a story later on today on our Facebook.
Absolutely.
And add it too.
Okay.
You write a lot of things in here. You know, you talk about, you know, growing up, and you talk about your early days in the Marine Corps, what happened, you know, in combat, etc. But there's something in here that I think, in my opinion, I have a question. Did it shape how you did things later on? You lost a very important document that almost changed how your life turned out. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You were set to get married.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah. And I question I'm glad it worked out. So the major was set to get married to Dottie, showed up to get married, and he had lost his marriage license.
Oh.
Major. That could have been a major problem.
You should be given. You should.
And he said she was not happy about this.
No.
Luckily, found it in the street
Oh, really? In the street?
and called him, and his father went out to get it. Y'all woke up the Reverend at night.
Sure did.
And got married. But I'm willing to bet that you never misplaced important papers ever again.
No, that was it.
Guaranteed.
I mean,
not.
this is a good story. Like I said, this
almost
book
one
has
and done.
So much,
Yes.
yeah. And I bet Dottie never let you forget that either.
Never did. Never did.
She's like, I bet reminders of anniversaries and birthdays were well in advance, weren't they?
Yeah.
He talked about how she gave him a look.
Yeah,
We all know
she
the
did.
look.
Oh, we know the look.
Yeah.
You know, 50 years of marriage. We were high school sweethearts, and I joined the Marines. And I had done my 3 years, and I could either get out or I could re-enlist. So I had nothing better to do, and I loved the Marine Corps, and I was a sergeant at that time. So I called Dottie, and I went to see her, as a matter of fact, and I told her that my enlistment was up and I could come home or I could re-enlist and stay in the Marines. There wasn't much going on in my neighborhood, you know, I was barely out of my teens. And then she asked me, where will you go? What will you do? And I said, I've been thinking about California. I've never been there. And then I asked her, would you go with me? I hadn't bothered to ask her if she'd marry me yet. And she said, yeah, sure, I'll go. And we met when we were both 15 years old in school.
Wow.
And we stayed married for 15 years. And my father had given me 10 days to go home and get married and, you know, make the transfer for the West Coast. So when I lost my license, the pastor had canceled everything. So we had to go home, you know, because I couldn't find my marriage license. But some kid found it. About 12 o'clock, we called the pastor, and my old man took me down, you know, we were going to get married, and just us there, you know. And Dottie was okay, you know, but we had a lot of fun through the years talking about, you know, the lost marriage license.
Did she accuse you of intentionally losing
Yes,
it?
you know,
I guarantee you she did.
What they used to say at the Marine Corps wanted you to have a wife, they would issue you one.
There you go.
But it was a good experience.
Well, that's cool.
I loved her so much. Still do today. I miss
How many
her.
years did you serve total?
22 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Wow.
a lot of that.
Hard
was,
years.
Oh, yeah.
I was enlisted for 10 years, and then I was commissioned, and I made it to major, and I got selected for lieutenant colonel. But my son was blind, special needs, and it wasn't a good scenario because he could play the piano, the flute, the melodica, the organ. He was gifted, but he came to my bedroom one night and said his stomach hurt. And I took him to the Naval Hospital, and 3 days later, he was gone.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but a wonderful, wonderful child. And then seemed like the next day, my wife was diagnosed with terminal cancer. They're both buried together in Arlington National Cemetery. But I left the Marine Corps because I came home one day and my wife was crying. And that's what was wrong. And she told me that our son had gotten bullied in school.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And because he couldn't defend himself, you know. So I was angry. I was about to make lieutenant colonel, and they were going to send me to Okinawa for 2 more years. And I just couldn't go, you know. I felt like I can't do this anymore. So I told my general that I was going to retire. But the day that my son got bullied, I told Dottie that I was going to settle this. You know, I was hurt because he was just an innocent, sweet child. And so I got in my car and I was heading down to the school. And I went down this road and the light was green. And as soon as I got to the light turned red, I was angry, had a weapon in my car, which in my line of work, I was, you know, permitted to carry a weapon. And the more I sat there, the angrier I got. But the light never turned. It was red. It turned red and never changed back to green.
Wow.
Really?
It was almost like God was saying, no, you don't need to be there. So I turned around on that street and went home and never thought about those type of things again.
Oh.
I was holding him when he passed away. So he and my wife are buried together. And they're both with God now.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, God saw me sitting there at that light. I'm a very, you know, I believe in God. That's how I survived all these years. And God once again stepped in and says, no, you'll come home one day, but not now. So those are those small things involving my son and why I retired. I could have stayed on, you know, and done pretty well.
I'm sure.
But, you know, it was time.
Amazing story.
Yeah, so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
A true hero, even though you don't like to hear that. You're a true hero.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. They didn't say that a lot when I came home.
Nope.
We'd come from Fulak to Da Nang, and from Da Nang, they flew us to Japan, and from Japan, they flew us to Alaska. It was 10 degrees below zero, snowing. We lost 4 Marines on the way home, and they flew us from Alaska to Virginia, Andrews Air Force Base. But when I was there, they took all of the wounded off, you know, to refuel the plane. That was in Alaska. And I was lying there on the tarmac.
Freezing.
Yeah. And somebody walked out of the darkness and urinated all over me as I was lying there. Yeah. Just coming home, lying there, trying to get to the hospital. And that person, which I don't know, stood over me and urinated on me. That was my welcome home. Nobody said welcome home or thanks for your sacrifice. But those are things that went away. You know, those are things that I had to endure. And then I spent, but I couldn't do anything. Both my legs were broken.
You couldn't.
So, but I had to deal with that. And that's the PTSD part. I spent a year in Bethesda learning to walk and those type of things. But that's the cruelty of how we were treated.
That's a low life scumbag, and I'm trying to clean everything up that I got to say.
Well, you can't say those things anymore. Yeah.
No, I can't, but I can think of it.
I know.
Anyway, Major Capers, thank you for your service.
Sure.
It's been
I know that's a
pleasure
cheap
having
word
you.
sometimes,
Thank
but
you.
it's heartfelt. And thanks for taking the time to come in this morning. And Royce, man, you great organization.
Thank you, Royce. Yeah. Thank you for what you do also.
Yes.
He's my chauffeur today.
Yes.
Well,
And thank you
Have you
for
checked to
bringing
see,
him.
have you checked to see if he's actually got a driver's license? Did you get your license back yet?
I didn't even scare him on the way
He
over.
may have lost it.
Didn't even scare him. See if I can get him home without scaring him.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you don't have far to go.
some of the
No, not
traffic,
far.
be sure you use, and I'm going to remind people again, because driving again this weekend, there's that thing between your steering wheel on your left side and your dashboard. There's a little lever there. It's called a turn signal.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, people, use it.
So the Capers Foundation is one of our sponsors for Men Who Cook. So that's
Yes.
coming September the 16th.
I know
we still need a cook.
They're still trying to get me to do this.
I think you should do it. I
Yes.
think
I
we're
got me a
going
new,
there.
I got me a new recipe that I
Do
got,
it,
I
Rayford,
got
I'm
the stuff
telling
in
you.
there to try out right now.
Yeah.
It's a soup, but it's called crab bisque. I will tell you, it's crab bisque on
Some cheddar
steroids.
biscuits. Oh.
Dude, my stomach's
Need to
growling.
get signed up to cook.
Well,
and-
I will let
and
y'all
we need
taste a
sponsors.
sample of it first.
All
We need some sponsors. So what do they do, Royce?
Yeah, I believe you got it on your
We do.
Facebook page.
It's on
the
Facebook, but
sponsorship,
just remind everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the sponsorships are available, and tickets for the event are $10 a piece. I got tickets. You can call me 910-389-9638. My phone number's all over the place.
We'll get that out there as
Yeah.
well.
All right.
Yes.
So we will,
Refresh that.
and I have to prepare this in advance. I can do that, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
good.
just keep it warm when you get there.
Oh, I've got the stuff to
I
do
know
that.
you
with
got the
it.
sternos.
Oh, no, I've got a
Okay.
little propane single
Okay.
burner
Whatever.
just in case.
All right.
All right. Don't forget this book that's out right now.
Absolutely.
It's a
Faith
book about
Through the Storm.
Faith Through the Storm. It's about a war against America's enemies, against racism, against the fellow warriors in battle, and against the personal loss of family back home.
Yep.
It's the story of Major James Capers Jr., USMC retired, who was born to a family of sharecroppers in South Carolina, escaped to Baltimore, and ended up joining the Marine Corps. And it's a great story. It's a great. I'm going to
Really good
finish it soon. It just takes me a while because it's just so emotional for me.
Every dime from this book goes to charity. Goes
Oh, really?
to my wife and my son's foundation.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nonprofit. It's kind of hard to read in some parts.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, but it's
No doubt
good.
about it.
Thank you for inviting me. I really enjoy it.
You're welcome, sir.
was
Anytime, if
our
you're in the
honor.
neighborhood
Thank you.
or you can con this man that are driving you around, come on down. If you can't do it, call me. I'll come get you.
Yeah, we'll come get you.
All right. Take a break. We'll be back on the other side. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Wow. And can I say wow again?
What an extraordinary human being, a real hero.
Absolutely.
A real
Doesn't
hero.
like the word, but you know what? It is what it is. You are one.
And I
He is
think
one.
that anybody who wants to help, let's get him that Medal of Honor because he so deserves
absolutely.
it.
I think Legato's got the method of doing that too.
Well, maybe we need to talk to our friend Legato.
Let's get that young Marine in here.
Yes. Wow. He's so inspiring in his story. There's pages that will make you weep.
I am
And then
sure.
pages that make you feel so proud to be an American.
Mhm.
Ah, that man is awesome.
Yeah.
Faith through the storm.
That is I'm sure it's a great book of my side.
I just want to go out and do something nice for somebody today. I'm in that mood now. Just in that mood.
I'd just like to meet that gentleman that greeted him in Alaska when he came off the plane.
Oh, you and me both. We'd be
And,
going
there
for a
wouldn't- there
boat
wouldn't be
ride.
it wouldn't be anything really nice that would have would be coming out of it because it would be nice what I would be doing.
Definitely go for a boat ride.
Part of one.
Whew.
Biden's alcohol czar. Did you know we have an alcohol czar?
Oh no, do tell me about
We got
this.
the Department of Energy. We got the czar for the border, and Biden is alcohol czar, who says Americans may be told officially to have no more than 2 beers a week.
What?
His alcohol czar
I'm still trying
says
to get
Americans are going to be told by officials. It's going to be an official mandate. You can't have but 2 beers a week, no more than 2 beers a week. I don't drink any beers a week. But anyway, that's beside the point. Director of the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, George Koob, told the Daily Mail last Thursday that the U.S. may follow Canada's footsteps on alcohol guidelines. What? Currently, American guidelines recommend men limit themselves to 2 drinks per day, while women should only have 1 drink. I think that's discrimination, too. The American recommendations are up for review in 2025. Canada's guidelines recommend only having 2 drinks per week. Koob, who said he partakes of a couple of glasses of buttery Californian Chardonnay every week, said he was watching the Canadian big experiment with interest. If there's health benefits, and I'm sure there are, I think people will start to reevaluate where we're at. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we've got a lot more business to take care of and a lot more. If you want to fix something, fix the freaking border, you bumbling idiots.
Oh,
I mean, we got fentanyl coming across that, killing people. 107,000 last year. 107,000 Americans died in 1 year from fentanyl overdoses. There's not a bit of legal fentanyl that comes across the border. You can't get legal fentanyl. You can't get a prescription for fentanyl. It is used by anesthesiologists in very minute doses.
Right.
For those people who can tolerate it or will take it. No. They want to figure out a way to kill people in this country without giving them that lethal overdoses that they have to concoct. I'll guarantee you this stuff will work. Take all that fentanyl that you've been seizing and shoot them up with it. One dose, you're done.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The Burrow Restaurant and Bar in Swansboro is hiring. For experienced line cooks and expos. If you're hardworking, reliable, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. The Burrow is open 7 days a week. Stop by for an application. Our sister restaurant, Il Cigno Italiano, is also hiring line cooks, expos, and bartenders. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. The Burrow Restaurant on Front Street and Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue, both in Swansboro.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more from your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly stores, where good things cost less. The Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. How about a family pack T-bone steak package? Just $9.99 a pound. Whole bottom round is only $2.99 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in sirloin chops, just $1.49 a pound. Boneless fried breast is $1.59 a pound, and split fried breast just $2.29 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, juicy yellow peaches, just $1.99 a pound. Plums or nectarines are just $1.99 a pound. Red or white seedless grapes are just $1.99 a pound. Jumbo green bell peppers, 99 cents a pound. Ruby grape tomatoes are $1.99 a pound. Crisp green cabbage is only 59 cents a pound. And North Carolina grown yellow or zucchini squash, just $1.99 a pound. Seems like everything's $1.99 a pound at your Piggly Wiggly store, which means they save you money. And you get 2 8-packs of Coke or Sprite for just $9. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down the street, where good things cost less on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. And, you know, speaking of executions, not South Carolina, where's it? Alabama. Alabama, they've got a guy up on for death row. They tried to, a couple of times, but he has such a problem that they can't get an IV into his arm. Okay, so they've been working on something, and they came up with another method, and one that he has requested instead of trying to keep poking him in the arm, is to put a mask on him and to feed him nothing but pure nitrogen. Oh, yeah, it's deadly. Pure nitrogen is very deadly. The Alabama Attorney General's office asked the state Supreme Court to set an execution date for death row inmate Kenneth Eugene Smith. He's 58 years old. The court filing indicated Alabama plans to put him to death by nitrogen hypoxia, an execution method that is authorized in 3 states but has never been used. There were so many botched, or a few botched executions, and I think 3 of them were in Alabama when the use of the needle, that they were like, nah, you know, and that was just one of the reasons, one of the excuses that lawyers were giving for not for fighting the death penalty, is because of some of the botched executions. I don't know how you botch an execution with lethal drugs unless you just miss the vein. Of course, I guess one of the issues is I don't believe doctors can actually put an IV in you if they know that they're intended to put poison in you to kill you. Because they have that Hippocratic oath, right?
Yes. Well, getting back to the pure nitrogen, would that be where you would, like, they would put a mask on you and pipe in, and you would just go to sleep and then go into death? Or
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I have no clue. There's no doubt that they will give you a shot first to relax you, like they do anyway, and you generally go to sleep during that time before you die, but before they, administer the lethal drugs. So this would work. This would work just fine, same way.
just get them a needle full of fentanyl.
That's all it takes. You won't even need that. You can, I mean, that stuff is pretty potent, and all you need is just a little bit. A little bit will do you. So, nitrogen hypoxia is caused by forcing the inmate to breathe only nitrogen, depriving them of oxygen, and causing them to die. Nitrogen makes up 78% of the air. We know that. 21% is oxygen.
Right.
But when it's mixed with the oxygen, it's fine. It's harmless. But if there's no oxygen involved, it's a deadly situation. Proponents have theorized it would be painless. Don't know. This is a theory. Opponents have likened it to human experimentation, which I kind of like understand. I don't know. Alabama authorized nitrogen hypoxia back in 2018 amid a shortage of drugs used to carry out lethal injections, but the state has not attempted to use it until death sentence. Oklahoma and Mississippi have also authorized, but they have not used it either yet. Okay, you got anybody in mind to top today's guest?
No one could top today's guest, but we may have, it's tentative. I will know by noontime exactly for sure who is. We may be having a few county commissioners coming on tomorrow.
A few?
Well, we like to have commissioner's corner, but I know the chairman has gone back part-time to school.
Yes.
He's working over there at one of our high schools, and I know Robin's in for it. So let me just finish setting that up. Wednesday, we have retired Brigadier General, I believe. I have to verify that. Kevin Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
He's the CEO of the Museum for the Marine.
Yes.
And they're going to be breaking ground this year.
Yeah, they are.
So
coming up shortly.
Yeah. So he will be in to catch us up on what's going on with that and how we all can be a part of it. So.
Yeah, and there's just so much happening, and we will keep our eye on the weather, and
yes.
you ears on us, and you can follow us on Facebook as well. If there is anything that's different, we'll let you know on Facebook as soon as possible.
Rayford keeps us updated.
I know that George has already sent that Tideline's going to be making some a plan of action for the rest of this week. They'll be
Good.
doing that today and
Good.
tomorrow. So we'll let you know about that too if you got a boat there or whatever.
You tend to get a little bit of flooding over there, don't you?
Yeah, well,
where the boats
it
are.
depends on which way the wind blows.
That's true.
If there's heavy rain, of course, lots of rain will come down river and then it comes up into the creeks and stuff like that. But if the wind blows a lot from the south, it blows
Brings it
water
in.
up. There are no tides up the river here,
Right.
up in Jacksonville. It's not a every 6 hour tidal change. So that's a myth. So people say, I need a tide clock and tell me when it's going to be high tide. There
Best
ain't no high
thing
tide.
for everyone to do is
It's
stay
high
home.
water or low water.
And if you have to come out,
Yep.
drive cautiously, slow down.
Yeah, and don't drive through any puddles of water,
That's
and
right.
and slow down on the highways too, because there's a thing called hydroplaning.
Yes.
Well, we can discuss that at length.
Mhm.
Have a good rest of your day. Fox News is coming up right now, right after the break, or the break will be right after Fox News. Then at 10 o'clock, it's another dose of our Daily D's with Rick Dees. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Hollywood will be in the house spinning all the tunes that you grew up with and that you like. Live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Temple